Hello, this is Polyboy, a channel where we talk politics and social issues. Today, I'm going to be talking about another example of the normalization of abuse of men by women in society. This particular footage we will be talking about comes from a TikTok post by a user called itsjess.marie. Now, you may need to pause the video and read what she wrote as well as the text messages she and her, I believe, ex exchanged. Anyway, let's have a look and I will talk on it after. So, there are a lot of things wrong with this footage, but firstly, shout out to Roma Army for pointing out this footage. Some of you may not like her for her personal life, but at least she does expose things like this. Now, there are many things wrong with this video, but the main problem is encapsulated within the fundamental issue, which is the mindset of superiority. What do I mean by this? You see, we all get mad when someone does us wrong, like cheating on us or lying to us. Hell, we might even envision killing that person or beating that person. But we do not actually allow such emotions to overwhelm us to the extent we actually do such a thing. The ones that do such things deserve jail time, as it's only lawful to use force when force is used against us first. We will define this as the right to protect oneself. That being said, she doesn't do any of this. She clearly did not utilize the right to protect oneself because she wasn't threatened. If she was threatened, knowing the narcissist she is, she would have mentioned it in the video to further justify her sick actions. She was also not overwhelmed with anger that led to her doing something stupid in the spur of the moment, because if that was the case, she wouldn't have posted a TikTok video about it, neither would she have the expression she did in the video and chat that really makes you want to punch her in the face. If it were an emotional spur of the moment thing, which by the way would still make it a bad thing, she would more likely be feeling guilty about it if she was a normal human being, but she's trash, so acts different from a normal human being. What this reminds me of is the idea of ownership over another person, that you feel the need to physically punish them by violence and gloat to other slave owners on how cool it was to put your slave in place with a quick castration as punishment, or in this case, fracturing his privates because he dared to cheat on you. When you feel that oral superiority, you tend to believe that the person you hit or assaulted deserved it, and there isn't any need for you to apologize for it. In fact, you would laugh about it and take pics or make videos of it the same way serial killers do with the heads of their victims. It gives them a sense of power and a twisted sense of accomplishment for their messed up actions. Now, just in case you still do not understand how serious this case is, this is categorized in Canadian law as sexual assault level 3 or aggravated sexual assault, whereby someone is seriously maimed, wounded in the process of sexual assault. Yes, I said sexual assault because of where she wounded him, as also reflected in Canadian law. A link to this article will be in the description. Now, within that mindset of superiority comes the idea of empowerment, which is ironic because you will think that people that believe that they are superior do not believe they need empowerment. But this is not the case, as people, usually toxic people, still think they are the victim, and it's usually in the sense of an eye for an eye, no matter how disbalanced the notion is in respect of the situation on the ground. A healthy version in the case of an eye for an eye will be self-defense, but in this case, As I said before, this is not one of them. Self-defense is balanced, meaning I would only use violence if you use violence on me first. In her case, though, it's different. She is practically saying I would use violence on you even if you only hurt my emotions. Now, I'm saying all this because there are a lot of women that have this mindset when it comes to men. Reasoning being that the things they watch and the pairs they keep do or promote the same things. So they all have this social bubble that tells them it's okay to do such a thing by first making them believe they are superior, and at the same time are victims absolving them of any responsibility for their actions when they commit terrible crimes like this. This also shows itself in the previous LFR family video critic I did. In the video that I did previously, his wife threatened violence if he cheated. The difference is in this video, the woman actually did something despicably violent and then had the nerve to call him a pussy in the chat for blocking her. I have beaten women for much less, so to think a man would only block a woman for such a thing makes me real sad for the state of the world. Anyway, that is it for this video, and on the next one I will be talking about how to handle or avoid such women. Thanks and goodbye.